Hey, I want to start off by saying I am very, very sorry. Okay? I understand that, like, I didn't, finish the game. Okay? It says just played for a huge reason. Okay? And it's not that I don't like the game. In fact, what I'm going to say is going to very much surprise you for somebody who hasn't finished the game yet. I just finished my stream, I think, a couple of minutes ago. And I just had an epiphany about the type of games that I had in this collection. I have a lot of RPGs. Okay, and RPGs take a while to kind of understand. That's a lot of exploration and open world and a lot of stuff like that. I love customization, but also I love getting out of my comfort zone. But what I've learned is like, I want to play a good amount and also talk about it versus having to finish every single game. In a way that's kind of almost impossible. I don't know if it's impossible, but I just feel like for the time I don't have and for the time that I want to spend on other things, and be honest with you, with the time that I wasted in terms of playing Wasteland 3. I'm not saying Wasteland 3 is a bad game. I didn't even give it a bad score. But just that kind of whole experience, I literally avoided streaming for an entire week, and now everything's kind of catching up. So I just want to say I apologize for anybody who wanted me to finish Tunic. I also want to preface that for the final game in the collection, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, which I am very excited to play, I did put the strategy there together to where I'm going to be basically finishing Witcher 3 basically at its halfway point, and then that's where I'm going to be talking about it. I know that's probably not, once again, what people want, but it's what I can do at this moment. So just trying to set expectations. I can still talk about the rest of the collection the way it is as video gaming in a very broad sense, but not as somebody who's a completionist, because that's not who I am. I'm somebody who just enjoys video games, enjoys going to different worlds and all that stuff. Without all that rambling, I just want to talk about how amazing this game is. I think Finji and I think some of the other developers, I can't remember the top of my head, but I genuinely think Tunic is a near perfect game, especially in that first part of the game, like just going into it. It just felt like old school Zelda in its own way, but also I kind of love that it was a tribute to old school gaming in general. There's these different pages of the manual that you can find throughout the game that feels like old school ways of kind of finding out ways to beat the game without spoiling the game, which I really enjoy. And throughout the streams that I was doing, there were people who were helping me play the game and kind of commenting on what's going on. It's a game that looks very, very pretty. Like the look of the game is beautiful. Has this very polygon, kind of like, not kidsy, but very like fluffy, colorful look to it. But it's kind of like almost like a disguise for how difficult the game is. And even though I haven't finished the game, I want to say the biggest compliment I can give the game is that even though it's challenging, it doesn't take away everything when you die. When you die, it almost feels like you're learning the game over and over and over again. Not as a roguelike, but almost as a way of like, okay, so that didn't work, so let's try something else. Or, oh, that probably didn't work because I just didn't move a certain way. I didn't feel super mad when I died that much. There was only one boss. It's called the Librarian. It's the boss that I was struggling with the most. And that was the moment that in a way was the start of me contemplating not finishing the game right away. But then when I did beat it, it was a big reward. It was a big success, and I totally understand why people take the time to do these things and finish these puzzles and have that full experience. But in those moments of the challenge that I do like, I don't know, I saw so much genius in the game design, Even having the game be in one angle, there's so many things that are hidden. I had to look up so many guides and I had to talk to so many people to kind of really understand how to go through the world itself. And in a way, it can be a little bit frustrating for some. For me, it added so much to it. So the stuff that like almost the developers do to try to kill you is actually what makes me like the game a lot, which is really surprising. You know what I mean? And so to me, especially somebody who grew up on linear games so much, like it's a cool way of like going into it. It almost feels like baby Elden Ring in a way. It's so cool. The combat is very simple. You get these new weapons as you go through the different biomes and different areas that are hidden in certain menus. I really, really enjoyed the music. The music was amazing. The art style was great. I don't know, like it's just like so much of the game it looks so good, it plays so well. The first couple of bosses that I got to beat, like Garden Knight and I think the Siege engine as well, very well done bosses. The Librarian was the hardest one, like I said before. But when I beat it, it's like, okay, there is a strategy. I just have to kind of lock in a bit. And some of this puzzle solving was actually really nice. There's not really too much to talk about with the story, just because of the fact that the game literally has half of it in English, half of it in its own language. It tries to hide as much as possible with it, even down to having those pages. So you really do have to kind of just go around and explore as much as possible. There's people who beat it in 9 hours, there's people who beat it in 16 hours, but I played approximately around 9 hours of the game. And I feel like I have a very tight understanding of how to play it whenever I choose to continue it. So I'm not quitting the game. Let's be honest. I'm not quitting the game, but I am tabling it for now. So with that being said, with my current opinion, 9 hours into Tunic, I'm gonna give it a big old 9 out of 10. I think it's a fantastic game. I still feel like Hi-Fi Rush and Plucky Squire are still the ones that I think I prefer and that I really, really love and I think are perfect games. But this is around the same time, like same level I think as the Medium, where I feel like that game had so much to offer. But there was just these little tiny things that were nagging in terms of the kind of like the difficulty in the game design that just, I don't know, it kind of irked me in a different way. But I still believe it's a fantastic game. Finji should be really happy into making the game. I'll look up if they have anything else that they're making. But that was actually a lot of fun for the time that I had playing that game. Very, very interesting, inviting challenge that I really, really appreciate. So very, very well done game. I'm sure there's more details about it that I can talk about in terms of the different places like the Dark Tunnel and you know, a lot of dungeons in the game. Very old school. So yeah, I had a good time. So once again, final game I'm gonna be playing is The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. I'll be playing as much as I can with that game and then talk to you guys about it. And then afterwards, we're gonna have a fun video recapping all the games that I have tried, and then we're gonna rank them. And then after that, we're gonna announcing the next collection, which I cannot wait to do. So once again, apologize for how long it took. Life happens. Games that are apparently 100 hours that I had no idea exist, that exists. But that's just the fault of me. It's not the fault of any of you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching any of these videos. I really appreciate it. And this is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun just trying out all these different things. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, thank you so much, man. Oh no! I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna fucking lose. I'm so gonna lose. Ugh. Oh! I am speechless. I am speechless. Deadass, I'm speechless. I am speechless. All it took was for me to crash out, for me to lock the fuck in. Yo.